How do you know if the food you're eating really is Irish? Ella McSweeney investigates.
I don't know about you, but when I go shopping, I'm completely confused when I want to buy Irish products. There are so many labels and brands screaming out for our attention. But at the end of the day, what is Irish?
I'm so confused, I'm so confused. I'm so confused, I'm so confused.
When you see a label saying Love Irish Food, guaranteed Irish, what do you think?
I think it's Irish.
I personally think that if the items have Ireland on them, that they're actually Irish.
Do you think that coffee is made in Ireland?
No, I would know it's not. But why is that there? It is?
I don't know actually. I'd say, I'm sure they came from, I don't know.
I think there's a huge level of confusion in the minds of consumers about what products are Irish and what products aren't. People feel better when they're buying Irish products. They like to think that in times like this, when everyone is struggling, that they can do their bit by buying Irish. And of course, they walk up and down their supermarket aisles and they look at products that you would instinctively say, this product must be Irish because it's called Shukra or it's called old-time Irish marmalade.
There are many labels that confront shoppers who want to buy Irish food, but it's not always clear what they mean. These labels have been set up by private companies and producers pay a fee to display them on their products. Effectively, the labels are a marketing tool.
I think if people knew that you had to pay for it, it would matter to consumers because it isn't an award. If a food label requires a producer to pay for it, well, maybe some producers can't afford it. And that means some small artisan producers are losing out because they can't afford to pay to have the Irish flag put on their product.
These labels are in place for a good reason, and that's invariably to promote Irish jobs. Love Irish Food, for example, is a guarantee to the consumer that at least 80% of the production process takes place within Ireland.
I would describe Love Irish Food as first and foremost a consumer awareness raising exercise. And I suppose the big impact that it's going to have if, as a consumer, you see a product carrying the Love Irish Food logo, and that if you make a decision to consume that product, you are actually making a major contribution to an industry that is very important to the domestic economy.
If we can contribute to creating employment in this country by buying those products, I think people will be very keen on that.
But the question is, why isn't it Love Irish Jobs?
In many respects, it should be Love Irish Jobs. There needs to be a distinction drawn between the food and the production process that has created employment. And I think if we could draw that distinction, we would make things much clearer for consumers.
But what about guaranteed Irish? Surely that means that the food product is 100% Irish.
The Guaranteed Irish symbol is a marketing symbol which helps customers to identify a product that is processed and made in Ireland, because not everything that we put into our products today with the changes in food diet are grown in Ireland. We have no problem with that, as long as a minimum of 50% added value is added to the product in Ireland.
That allows a company like Gem Sugar to put the Guaranteed Irish label on its packaging when we all know that all the sugar beet factories in this country closed down and there is no sugar grown in this country.
For many in the food business, the confusion over labelling goes beyond simply how Irish the food is.
Food labelling is a huge issue. It's about, again, the connection between the consumer and the food producer and trust. Consumers are being misled by words like farmhouse being used where it's actually been made in some factory. There's nothing wrong with industrial produced food, but we need to say that's how we make it. And then that allows artisan producers and farmhouse producers to get their message across to consumers and allow consumers to make their choice.
One label that is different is the Bord Bia Origin Ireland mark.
For a start, it is run by a state organisation. It means that the product's provenance can be definitively stated as being Irish. So the product comes from Ireland. So if you see bacon or ham with the Bord Bia label on it and a tricolour, that pig was born, bred and then slaughtered in the Republic of Ireland. And that's probably the one label that is entirely unambiguous and crystal clear for the consumers.
One group of farmers who are very concerned about the labelling of Irish food decided to come together and make their own brand. So I've come here to Waterford to meet one of them. For the farmers involved in the new brand Truly Irish, the need for clearer labelling became apparent after the dioxin scare of 2008. During that time, all Irish products were removed from shops countrywide, but a surprising amount of pork was still available.
A lot of products actually stayed on the shelf because the producer of those products came out and said, well, actually, there is no need. It might sound Irish or look Irish, but there's actually no need to take it off the shelf because it's not Irish. You can take pork from anywhere in the world, bring it into this country, and package it to make it look like Irish. This is picked up in the local supermarket. Okay, it says Irish, but I have no guarantee. That's the only indication to me that it is Irish. Now, to the ordinary consumer, that would say to her that it is Irish, but there's no Board BA label on it. There's no factory on it of where it might be produced. So, you know, this is the problem that we have.
What is truly Irish for you?
Truly Irish for me, Ella, is about a group of farmers, and we have farmers in every county in Ireland, coming together to promote Irish pork, to save Irish jobs, to save our own jobs. The typical truly Irish farmer is an indoor pig operation up to full EU standard. We determine the quality of your rasher, the level of water that's in the rasher, the texture of the rasher, the thickness of the rasher. That's down to us. We have decided all of that. I can guarantee you that every product that carries our label is 100% Irish.
Truly Irish itself is a private company. There are 90 commercial indoor pig farmers as shareholders. When they set up their new brand, they were surprised by the lack of regulation in the area. Are there any laws that govern the brand?
As such, no.
Did you have to abide by any laws setting it up?
No.
And this is the central question. Are marketing companies and producers stepping into a space that would be better served by governmental legislation?
Legislators appear to have taken a back seat here. The government isn't playing a central role when it comes to food labelling in this country.
We need to have stronger legislation on food labelling. I'm not talking about nutritional information or the chemical makeup of a jam.
I think the state could consider introducing a label that wasn't paid for, that would indicate the Irishness of the product.
If you put Irish on the label, I think that should be a rubber stamp that you're guaranteed it is Irish.
Well, a few months ago I visited the beautiful Valentia Island